How you guys doing? Eric here. Today is Monday, July 17th, 2017. Nice morning up here in Gilpin County. Should be a scorcher. Yeah, I'd like to talk a little bit about my history and as a conspiracy theorist. This is the label that I've been given by a lot of people, so might as well embrace it, right? But yeah, it all started out when I was a child, pretty much, and my parents and my aunts and uncles, you know, they always kind of never trusted the government, you know. They'd always told me about how evil the government was and how the Vietnam War was really all about making money for rich people. Oh, what happened here? Must have got windy last night. I wonder why my dog was freaking out. But yeah, so, or maybe a moose ran through and knocked this shit over. But yeah, I was taught, you know, that Vietnam wasn't really what they tell us it was. You know, the reason why we were there was really all about making money for the wealthy. But yeah, my mother, she was really big in teaching me things like that. Like, you know, she was kind of a hippie, but not really. She really wasn't a hippie because the way she was brought up wasn't very hippie-like. You know, she really liked people, but if you got on her bad side, she could get ugly. She could be a real bitch. But she was genuinely a very loving person, really. But she wasn't really into peace and love and all that. She kind of called herself a hippie, but not really. She really wasn't. She was just really a very real person, and she was always very honest with her children, and always she never really hid anything from us, you know. She was always honest with us, and yeah, that was a big part of it. I think me becoming a conspiracy theorist, like the whole term conspiracy theorist, right, was brought up, and it was created after the JFK assassination, and people started questioning the official story, right? They came up with that term, and it's stuck ever since for every scandal and conspiracy that's come ever since. Anybody who questions the official story, they call them a conspiracy theorist. So yeah, I was growing up, and then I really didn't, like most American kids at growing up when I did, once I hit a certain age, and I really didn't give a shit about politics anymore or anything. I really just kind of got lost in the world of pop culture, and for my whole young child, you know, and into my teenage years and into my 20s and 30s, I really didn't care much about anything. I didn't watch the news. I didn't pay attention. I didn't vote. Still don't vote. I voted once in my life, but that was to vote against Obama in his second election. My cousin talked me into it. I said, if you can't complain if you don't vote, that's bullshit, man. I like the George Carlin take on that. You guys all voted, you're the ones that are to blame. Me, on the other hand, I didn't vote, so it's not my fault at all. So, yeah, then all the way up until, you know, 9/11 happened, I really didn't give a shit about much of anything except for, you know, enjoying my life, getting out, chasing pussy. You know, that's all I did for a big chunk of my young adulthood. I really didn't care about anything else. I was too busy partying it up, working, just not giving a shit. And then 9/11 happened, and that was a big eye opener. And then that really made me start questioning things. But still, I really didn't care that much about it, about what was going on in the world, until I was working with this one guy, and he really started waking me up. He told me that George Bush did 9/11. Like, yeah, that fucking asshole did 9/11. It was him and the whole government were all in on it. You know, and I was like, that hit me, you know, like most people, they don't believe that shit at first, you know. That's really like, really, really rocking somebody's fucking worldview. Like, wow. So after a while, I started looking into it, and then I started believing it, man, that in the inside job theory. Still though, man, I was still far from being what you might call awake. Because all I really, back then I still didn't have the internet. I didn't have any way of getting information other than the mainstream media. And all they do is fucking lie about everything. So, but yeah, 9/11 started opening up my eyes. And then, but you know, deep down inside, I knew it all along, man. Deep down, I really knew that this whole fucking conspiracy is, everything we've been told is a lie. I think somehow I've always known that. And then went through the whole early 2000s, and then the big opening thing for me was the stock market crash. They call it the economic downturn, or the whatever you want to call it, the 2008 market crash. And then I really started questioning things. And that was right after my mother died. And then shortly after that is when I got my first computer, my first modern computer. And then I still couldn't get internet at my house for a long time because it just wasn't available. Only like slow ass dial up. So I used to have to go to the library to use the internet till I think about 2011, or right around 2011, 2012. I think it was 2011 when I was finally able to get high-speed internet at my house. And then I really started learning about things. Really started looking in, you know, I had already been looking into a lot of things before that, learning about chemtrails and, you know, 9/11. I really started, what really woke me up was I wanted to figure out, you know, because I didn't understand how our monetary system worked, man. It was like, it's always been very blurry. You know, they don't teach you a lot about it in school. They really don't. So I spent a while just researching that, the Federal Reserve and all that kind of, the banks and how our monetary system works and that was a big eye-opener, man. That really, when you figure out how the money works, everything else starts falling into place. So yeah, those are the big things for me, man. Basically my childhood, the way I was taught to question authority always, that the wars going on were all about not what they were telling us to keep us free from communism. It was all about making money for the wealthy. And of course 9/11 was, for most people not today, the big catalyst for waking up. And then the financial crash of 2008, I think all those things combined are what woke me up and turned me into what they call a conspiracy theorist. So yeah, little video for today. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon. I just don't believe anything I'm told or see on the television, or told by my government or by anybody around me. I think it's called becoming a cynical old asshole. Yeah, that's what it is. Become a cynical old asshole. Everything sounds like shit to me now. Terrible. Everything.